Hi there, hello. My name is Andrzej Studeník and I am a PhD student at the Institute of Thermomechanics at Czech Academy of Science. In today's video, we will follow on previous tutorials how to use OpenHFDIB-DEM library within OpenFOAM 2412. Let's get to it. So, today we will be interested in movement modes. In previous videos, you've already seen general information regarding our library and how to add solid body into the computation framework using our library, with overall goal to replicate the results you can see here of the impeller rotating within the fluid with the glitter particles flowing around it. In today's video, we will address question of movement modes. How can particles move and how can it be prescribed or enforced? Where are we in the workflow? In today's video, we will be mostly editing again HFDIB-DEM dict with regard to the body motion to set it static with prescribed motion or fully coupled with its surroundings. In regard to the overall library structure, we will be today most interested in immerse boundary section of the code, mainly the initialization of the solids. Without further ado, let's get to it. Please note that for capability to follow this tutorial, you should have OpenFOAM version 2412 installed with our library compiled. If you haven't done so, please visit the text below the video where you can find all relevant repositories to install and compile the code. And now let's get to it. We will now inspect the relevant capabilities, mainly the modes of motion which we can prescribe. Then we will move to the hands-on session for the prescribed motion of the solids, coupled motion of the solids with using the external forces, and then we will implement this knowledge to our glitter and impeller case. Fundamental settings are static body. Simply add into the body dict static body, as you already saw in previous video. Alternatively, you can prescribe translation or rotation or both using prescribed transverse body entry, where you can define linear velocity or translational velocity, and angular velocity, which is defined by its magnitude and axis of rotation. Last but not least, there is a fully coupled body, which is initiated with the fully coupled body, and the solid might be also prescribed with initial linear velocity or angular velocity. This entry is, however, fully optional, and the solid will still be affected by its surroundings, by the collisions, fluid, or gravity. Now, let's get to the hands-on session for the prescribed motion. In this section, we will work on case of rotating impeller and sphere moving in with constant linear velocity. Now, to switch to the work environment of VS Code, we can now open our repository and go to the second folder, solid bodied movement. There we will start with the first case. First of all, we will open HFDIB-DEM dict and for the first case we will select the body name impeller scaled. With this we will access the geometry of the impeller, which is located in constant 3surface folder here. Please keep in mind that the name of the file must be the same as is listed here. Now we can proceed to its body dict, where I already prepared prescribed transverse body. This is the only change compared to the last compared to the last tutorial presented in the series. Second change is that I disabled dynamic mesh refinement since it's quite time consuming. Also, since we are now interested in the movement of the bodies, the simulations using the first time step are no longer usable to us. So I adjusted stop at end time with end time of 0.01 seconds of simulation time, and the following integration step and write intervals. Now, with this out of hand, we may enter the terminal and go to the folder and run all-run script. Now with the case running, to spare the time, I already prepared results, so we can open them now. Yes, they are here. We want to use OpenFOAM Reader, and also we want to close the decompose polyhedra. I can also open this case in double view, so we can see both contours of the lambda field, which I want to be displayed here, and also the clip on the domain in set orientation, and we will also include the crinkle clip. So here is our impeller, and here is evolution of lambda field at the mesh. So now let's see how the simulation turned out. And we can see that our impeller is slowly but surely rotating around its axis. The rotation is counterclockwise with the magnitude of T2p radians per second. Counterclockwise is that we have a right hand rule with the thumb showing the axis and the fingers and the fingers orientation of rotation. With the axis prescribe outside in the positive direction of z-axis, which is in agreement with this outline. The body rotation is prescribed counterclockwise. If you wish to follow clockwise rotation, the axis should be updated in this manner. Now, with the prescribed rotation out of the hand of the impeller, we may try to use the sphere to be prescribed in linear motion. Again, we will now go to the sphere body dictionary, where we have a spherical geometry of a sphere with diameter of 1 centimeter and its start position at x positive 2 centimeters and y positive 2 centimeters. The prescribed motion will be linear velocity of negative 0.5 meters per second in x direction and negative 0.5 meters per second at y direction. Let's see how this will turn out. I will just close this and I will clean the simulation. And now I will run the next simulation. Again, for the purposes of this video, I have results already pre-stored here. So yes, here we see the end time, and now we can see I can also include in this view the outline of the domain. So yes, good. So now we can see how the sphere moves in diagonal direction, which we prescribed. And if we would wish to check on the velocity of the sphere, we unfortunately have no ability to check it directly from the mesh results, but each case, there is a bodies info folder where the information regarding the body is stored at each time. So, for example, we may find the first time and open body info, and we can see that our body, sphere body, is moving at velocity, at prescribed velocity, and is at this position. If we would move to the last time, we can see that velocity remains the same, and that the center of the body reached the corner of the mesh, which is also visible here at the simulation results. These were the cases where the motion is prescribed. Now let's get to the coupled motion, which we will test on a falling particle. Now let's clear our terminal and close all the files and proceed to the second folder. And again, we can open HFDIB-DEM dict, where we have our sphere body defined, but the body is now defined as fully coupled. The sphere is positioned at 1 centimeter at the positive y-axis direction and is prescribed fully coupled. The force which will be acting on a sphere is gravity, prescribed in negative direction of y-axis. For this case, we slightly modified our block mesh, which will now span 2 centimeters at x direction, 2 centimeters at z direction, and 9 centimeters in y direction. The block mesh was already modified accordingly. Now, without further ado, I will just check where I am, and I will enter the second case and run the simulation. I will here open the new view. Again, I will split it, and I will load my results. For which I have here the mesh, and I will again display, and I will, first I will disable decompose polyhedrons. I will apply clip to it, so we can see how the lambda field evolves. And in the second view, I will apply isocontour of 0.5 lambda value together with the outline of the domain. Yes, so now let's see how the simulation, the simulation already runs, and our body starts to move slowly down in the direction of the gravity. And as the time increases, we can see that the body moves faster and faster. Yes, again, to check the concrete values of the particle velocity, we may enter the bodies info dict or bodies info folder. Then we can open the first recorded velocity, where we can see that the particle is almost zero velocity. After the 10 steps, we can see that velocity is already 10 times higher, and at the end time, we can see that velocity is 100 times higher than it was in the first recorded time step, showing that motion of the body was in this simulation truly governed only by the external forces, in this case gravity. With this tutorial out of the way, we may proceed to the addition to our overall goal, glitters and impeller case, where we want to prescribe impeller to move with the angular velocity in the counterclockwise direction, and with edited glitter particles at the bottom to start moving up towards the impeller. Now we will go back to our editor, and we will close the second case, and we will enter the third case. And again, with comparison to the last state of this tutorial, I've disabled dynamic mesh refinement since it's quite time consuming, and I've done so also in the HFDIB-DEM dict. Now to the changes to the body mode of body motion. The impeller was prescribed using prescribed transferred body mode, and the magnitude of the angular velocity is now 6.28 radians per second, with axis in the axis orientation in positive z direction. For the glitter, I added fully coupled body mode, and I prescribed initial velocity of 10 centimeters per second up towards the impeller. Now, without further ado, I may enter the code here, and I may run the simulation. So simulation is running, and I will now enter again. Sorry, I don't want the spreadsheet, I want the render view. And I want to open the latest case, the glitters and impeller. Again, I want to uncheck the decompose polyhedra option, and I will split the view so we can follow the ISO contour. I will display the mesh domain outline on the right hand side display, and I will add the ISO contour of alpha. So apologies of lambda, which is here. I will link camera, so between these two, and here I will apply the threshold filter to see the lambda values about 50% of solid volume fraction being present within the dough. And I will also include the domain outline here as well. So now let's see the results. So we can see that our impeller rotates in counterclockwise direction, and edited glitter particles are slowly rising towards it. During this, however, you can see that they will soon crash into the impeller. However, as a part of this tutorial, no DEM was prescribed, so any collision won't be registered and will occur. This will be solved in next tutorial. So let's see. Yes, already the glitter particles are colliding with the impeller. I may stop the simulation. I may stop the results here, and let's go back to the presentation. So with this, we prescribe. So with these, we prescribe the movement mode to our particles. We showed you two additional modes which you can prescribe, and in next tutorial we will focus on DEM treatment, how to set material properties, how to set contact properties, and how to run proper DEM simulations within our framework. With this, I would like to thank you for your kind attention and see you in next video.